time flies, and hopefully we're all having fun. Yeah, I know there are a lot of people, unfortunately, are not. Um, Unbelievable midrashim, unbelievable gemaras, talking about how Kadosh Baruch Hu, before Mashiach comes, will send a dever gadol, a big plague to the world, and there will be people who are going to leave this world. And some of the midrashim say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is meimi sumechaye. It means he's going to take them away from life and bring them back to life. And that's part of what, if you remember, we spoke about Oz Yashir. It's the raya for Tchias HaMesim in the Torah. Right before Yom Tov, I sent out the thing from the Belzer Rebbe that we have to understand that, you know what, it's a very difficult situation when so many people are no longer with us. But we have to realize that Kadosh Baruch Hu will bring the resurrection of the dead, and those same people, some of the most beautiful neshamas, are no longer with us, but hopefully very soon will be brought back to be with us. And with the coming of Mashiach, B'ezras Hashem, Kriyas Yamsuf. Kriyas Yamsuf is an unbelievable thing. The splitting of the sea. What can I tell you? They're sitting there, and they're all confused. What's going to be? Behind them, the Egyptians are running after them. Just when they thought that they got rid of all the Egyptians, or at least the power of the Egyptians, and they saw, it says that they looked up in the sky and they saw the angel of Egypt chasing after them. And they're like, whoa, I thought when we slaughtered the little lamb, we got rid of the very powerful angelic force, which was represented by what they use in astrological terms, Aries, the little lamb, the little sheep, whatever it is. That's the power of the Egyptians. How is it back? They didn't understand what went wrong. And on both sides of them are deserts, snakes and scorpions, maybe lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. In front of them is the sea. They're in an impassable situation, an unbelievable quandary. And they don't know what to do. And what do you do in that situation? So there's different opinions about how the order of events, but one of the ideas was they said, Hayesh Hashem b'kirbeinu im ayin, is Hashem in our midst or not? And so Moshe Rabbeinu started saying, Hashem, what should we do? And Hashem responded to him and says, Mati tzakilai, go tell the Jews to go into the ocean. But Moshe Rabbeinu, when he heard that, he says, Hisyatzfu u'ru es Yeshuas Hashem, means sit back and witness the salvation of Hashem. And he says, Hashem yilachem lachem, God will wage battle for you, Batem tacharishu, and you will keep silent. So one of the most beautiful thinkers in the world, his name is Mendel Kessen, he said that for years he came to speak in the yeshiva in the 90s, and he talked about how the trouble of Lashon Hara. So he had a shot that Atem Tacharishun, you have to be quiet, because what happened was they said Hayesh Hashem b'kirbeinu imayin. They complained. It's as if they spoke Lashon Hara, like Hashem took us out, yeah, and what's he going to do now? And it's as if they had a complaint about God, and they spoke Kaviyachol Lashon Hara against Hashem. Or they spoke Lashon Hara. And therefore Hashem had to tell them, no, you guys got to be quiet. And I think that's something that we have to understand, that sometimes we got to take a step back now, being in the quarantine, being unable to have the same social interactions. Of course, we could use these social devices to Chas v'Shalom spread Lashon Hara, but now we're put back and everybody's shifting. It's a big shift that hopefully everybody's going to shift their mentality and understand that, wait a second, I'm going to communicate with somebody, it better be positive. And this is something that the whole idea of Lashon Hara is being so minimized now, which is sometimes Hashem saying, listen, I love your davening, I can't wait till you come back, and I can't wait till you can have weddings and simchas and beautiful things to dance together. But you know what? Sometimes I'm going to have to turn that off in order to turn off the Lashon Hara at the same time. Who knows? Chaim Kanievsky said, what are the two things you got to work on now? Lashon Hara and being Ma'aver al Amidos, giving in and not holding our ground when it comes to Ben Adam Chavero. So it's obvious that this is one of the most important things we should be working on. So Hashem should help us that in our being incapacitated and able to really do the things we'd normally love to do, sometimes big things will come out of it. We have to be silenced to a certain degree. But Baruch Hashem, each and every one of us could daven from our own hearts. And hopefully hearts will be opened and we'll be zoche to the salvation. And we'll sit back and see Hashem bring it very soon.